barely slept last night. The wind was so strong, 50, 60 mile an hour winds just pounding the house. And when I was a kid, storms like this were really, really rare. But for my kids, they're going to be a really common thing because of climate change. What does normality look like for them? And how is that going to shape the way that they think and the way that they do things? And that's not just for the weather, but also for technology, but for the way we interact. In today's vlog, I really want to talk about what does the future look like when the normals keep changing. I grew up in the 80s, before the internet. I actually remember going on the internet for the very first time and there being nothing there at all. And I've seen a life without the internet and with the internet and what that's become now, which is, you know, social networking. I talk to kids and I talk to people that are a lot younger than me, and I say, look, I remember a time when there wasn't any internet, and they literally cannot get their head around that concept. They kind of say to me, oh yeah, but where did you go when you wanted to look something up? And I'm like, well, I went to the library. Growing up in a world where you've never seen what a life was like without social networking gives you an important perspective, a perspective that's going to be lost for the next generation. This lack of exposure before social means now people attribute social networking to far greater weighting than it actually is. The friend concept of Facebook, that is just a link on a page with a term that someone has put on there. It has no relevance to whether it actually represents a real friendship with a real person, and it shouldn't be attributed like that. It's merely a piece of software that uses a particularly convincing link in order to be able to make you think that there's a relationship there, when really all it is just a 1 and a 0 in a binary box as to whether you're really connected as friends or not. When you don't have that perspective of the before and after, it can feel like you need to be in it in order to be part of the real world, and you really don't. And that can be worrying because that can create problems for people like mental health and bullying and all these other social problems which come out of people believing that social networking is something they need to be in, they need to be popular in, they need to be a part of and do, when really it's very new and actually 20 years ago didn't even exist. The reason why this is so important is because people tie their external perception, their social network, how they get themselves out there, to their own ambitions, to their own motivations, and it puts them down and people get upset about it. They'll look at other people and compare themselves to other people that may or may not even really be real people. They might just pose in front of rental cars for all you know. Create some perspective and look at the world differently and compare it to something else. Move past other people's validation and into your own self and your own self-confidence, and don't allow others to be able to beat that out of you. It really is about you. It's not about what you believe other people's perceptions of you are. Don't get intimidated by what you perceive to be success from other people. Their success has nothing to do with you and your success, and them being more successful doesn't make you any less successful. Stay grounded and stay true to yourself and be confident in yourself, and remember that only a short while ago none of these things existed, and it's not going to be that long in the future where a lot of these things might not even exist in the future either. Just keep doing what you're doing and keep moving forward, keep progressing, keep staying positive, keep putting yourself out there, stay true to your passion and your belief, and just keep on going, because these things take a long time. If you lose that perspective, that's going to get you demotivated, and it's going to stop you from continuing something that could be really, really big for you. I hope that's helpful. If you've enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel, give it a like at the bottom, and make sure you check out other things on the channel. I've got 3 key channels about creating, growing, and succeeding, and you should check them out because they're going to help you excel in your passion. See ya. Oh man, I've got to get out of this wind. It's so windy today.